Welcome back to the show. Glad you're still with us here. This is Support Spectacular, powered by IlliniGuys.com. Mike Small, the Illini men's golf coach, joining us once again. We track him down when we can because, guys, either his team is playing or he's playing. Mike, by the way, happy birthday to your dad earlier this week, the former star Illini basketball player.
No, it's great. It's great. He loves these days. He spends time with his family, and another year in the books. But it's great to see his health up and still having a good time.
That's awesome. Hey, listen, we have a lot to talk about with you guys in golf. Let's first go back to last spring and the run at the NCAA championship. What was that like? You don't win the Big Ten, which is like Haley's Comet. I mean, it just never happens. And then you go on this fantastic run. What was that? Tell us what that was like to see these guys come together like that and make the big push.
Well, thanks for that. And that's what every coach hopes for and practices for and plans for. You play for the end of the season in every sport. I mean, you want to start off great. You want to have a great season from start to finish, but it's always ebbs and flows. There's always highs and lows. Every season, every sport, you want to end on a crescendo. You want to end playing strong, and you want to be in that zone. And the longer your team or individually you can be in that zone that everybody tries to search for, that zone state, obviously you've hit your stride. And I think last year at the Big Ten Championship, which you referenced, not winning last year, finishing second, being the number one seed again and having a chance to win it again, but not playing well. I think law of averages were probably on the rest of the conference's side. Obviously, we won all those championships, and it's hard to keep reproducing it every year. The stress, the tension, the expectations imposed on the team from other previous players and the public and the media kind of got to maybe a little bit. We did not play well. But what I think it did is it kind of cleansed us a little bit, and it put it kind of, whoa, this good. We got that past us. We kind of were a little tense that week, and then you finish second out of what 14 teams, so it wasn't like it was a bad week. We just didn't have our best. Then we went to regionals. It was like a fresh start. It was just we got that past us and went to the NCAA regionals out in Stanford. And ended up winning that thing and beating 3 top 10 teams or top 12 teams and kind of rolled them and then took it to the national finals the next week and played 4 rounds of stroke play of the championship and 30 of the best teams in the country, and you win that thing. We won that thing by 16 shots and was medalist in that deal, and then it was just in a zone, and then we were in a zone all the way to the next day in match play. It's always tough in the NCAA college golf because if you make the goal is to make the match play. Goal is to make the final 8. So you start at 30 at the finals, 30 teams. You cut to 15, then you cut to 8, and you make the final 8. And then your whole year is to get into that match play. And then the whole format changes. And less than 8 hours later, you're playing a team that you just beat by 32 shots over 4 rounds. You're 0-0 on the first tee at 7:30 in the morning. And we've done it enough. We should be able to handle it. But it is for young players and expectations and just the momentum you built and to start 0-0 the next day again is always tough. Yet we started pretty well that round, and we had the matches was in control through 11 holes, and then a couple bad things. The first thing in those 2 or 3 weeks that I just mentioned that we were in this zone, to a couple guys, a couple bad things happened, and it just kind of zapped us out of that, and adversity hit to a level that we hadn't had in a while, and it just kind of snowballed out of control. And Georgia Tech ended up beating us at the end of the round, which was disappointing. It was probably I told my team when they came back this fall that was probably the hardest end of the season I've had to deal with. We've lost a championship match before, we've lost in a bunch of semifinal matches, but that quarterfinal match, the way we were playing, and I didn't expect us to get beat. It was set up the way we wanted to. The matches were set up. Guys were playing well, fearless golf, staying in the moment. But it's just golf, and it's a speed match. It's a quick match, different format, and it just went the other way. And it happens. You're playing a team that had nothing to lose. You always talk about you fear teams that have nothing to lose. You fear individuals in competition that have nothing to lose, and they had nothing to lose. They were the 8th seed. We were the 1 seed. We had everything to lose, and I think human nature got in the way, and we got beat.
Red Grange wasn't just a football player. He was a legend. Discover the untold story of Illini great Red Grange in a new novel by Doug Vilhard called The Golden Age of Red. This captivating book takes you back to the 1920s when a humble young Illinois player transformed into the galloping ghost and electrified the nation. Get your copy of The Golden Age of Red by Doug Vilhard today. Available on Amazon and wherever books are sold.
As a sports fan, it is baffling to me that mid-tournament you change the format. I'm not certain. I'm really trying to try to figure out if there's any other sport that happens in. But more importantly, obviously it happens for everybody. All teams have the same rules. What do you as a coach pull out of that experience that you're going to use to help build up the team for the future?
Well, I take the experience of how we played getting there. I mean, it's hard. It's the way we played the regionals and played at nationals and the momentum we had just shows the potential we had. And we played golf in that format you're talking about, stroke play, that we played all year. And we played a couple of match play events during the season to give us some repetition and some practice. But generally, most teams only play one or two match play, or have one or two match play experiences all year. And then the championship changes, like you said. You're really 2/3, 3/4 of the way through the national championship, maybe more than that, and the script flips. But it does that for two letters: TV. TV controls our championship, and for us to have the men's golf championship, and women's for that matter, on TV, the Golf Channel insisted that it has to be match play for coverage. It's hard for them to cover and to keep track and to make it financially feasible to cover stroke play for all those teams in championships. So that makes sense. But for them to show it and to expand our sport, to give the coaches and the players, preferably, or number one reason, to some showtime and give them a chance to build their brands, it had to go to match play to be on TV. So that's why it is match play. But I take out of that is, hey, we just keep doing what we're doing. We're getting to the point of the season where every coach in Division I strives to be. There's been, I think, since it's gone to match play, it's been 12 or 13 years, maybe, or 14 years. I'm not the exact number. Only one number one seed is won. Let me think. Only one. We've been there 9 times. Oklahoma, the most of anybody. Oklahoma State's been there 9 times. They've only won it once in 9 times, and it was on their home course. Vanderbilt, Georgia Tech have been there just probably 6 or 7 or 8 times. They've never won it. But then you look at teams like LSU and Florida have only been to the match play 1 time in the history of the NCAA since it's gone to match play, and they win it. So it doesn't make a lot of sense. So what I take out of it is keep doing what you're doing, keep being strong, keep getting our games to where they need to be, put us in that position again, and the ball will bounce our way someday. But to sit and try to break it down and to do something incredibly different. Now, we've done a lot of things differently over the years, but it still resulted in us exiting earlier than we want. You can almost make it out to be a bigger problem than it is. Kind of, you bring it up all the time. We talk about it. Then it becomes a bigger problem. So maybe it's just to let it go, let it part of the sport, let it, it is what it is, and let's come back and try it again.
Well, now you are coming back with this team starting next week. Tell us about this team. Look, I know you guys are loaded again. I mean, you're not going to pat yourself on the back if you don't do that, but I know that you're have to be happy with the talent that you have coming back, and tell us how this team is sizing up for this year.
We do. We have 4 of our top 6 players returning from last year's team. The preseason rankings just came out, and individual rankings. So, team ranking, we're number 9 in the country, so that's got some respect. But we have a first-team All-American and a second-team All-American preseason on our team, which is pretty unique to have those two of that high level of stature on your same team. We've had it before. We've had it over the years, so it kind of fixed that mode. And Jackson Buchanan, who just was a semifinalist in the U.S. Amateur last week or a couple weeks ago, and then Max Herendeen, who was a second-team All-American last year in NCAA Division I golf. So you got 2 studs on top that keep getting better and better. And then we have Ryan Voice and Ethan Wilson in a 3 and 4 spot, who played a lot of golf for us last year. Ryan finished 11th at the national finals as a sophomore. So they're coming off solid seasons. So we have 4 guys coming back with some experience, and Ethan played quite a bit for us last year too. And then you throw in 3 freshmen in the mix to a team of 7. We have a small team this year. We've always had small teams, but 7 is borderline. Guys got to take some ownership and some accountability to continue to improve. And if they can do that, it's going to be a good year. We need the freshmen to ante up. And we added 3 freshmen with good records. But again, as we've seen in the first week or 2 of season practice, they are freshmen. They have to learn how to go about the business. They have to learn. It's a whole new, their expectation level is a little out of whack, and their habits need to tighten up a little bit, and their golf games need to grow with the with the different level of competition. So there's a lot to be excited for this year. There's a lot at the top of our lineup. There's a lot of good players coming back, but there's also some issues that we have to get through as a team that we have, again, until April and May to figure that out. But it starts this fall to start knocking things off that list that we need to improve on.
Awesome. And I got to get in, by the way, your own golf. I know we were speaking earlier last month. You were just in. Tell us about your summer tour and your playing. How you things turned out.
Well, generally, I play in the summers and I play when it doesn't conflict with the team, and it's been a good run for over 20 years. I've done some things that are unique and special to me, and I've had some success. Now, this summer, if you look at it, probably wasn't on that level. I got injured at the start of the summer. I was out for 6 weeks with a rib injury that kind of got in the way of a couple of Champions Tour events that I was going to play in and really kind of build some momentum. So that kind of got me off to the bad spot. And then I just didn't play great. I won at one senior event. But besides that, I didn't play well in a couple of events that I want to play in. But again, I like to look at that as a motivation thing and kind of a recalibration. And now I got to go back to work when I have the time to do that. But the playing is a big thing for me, not only for my my individual play and my mind and my little self-satisfaction, but it really helps me coach. It recalibrates me and gets me zoned back into what the guys are going through. So to have a summer that wasn't the best, I can relate to guys who are struggling a little more. I can go back and kind of help decipher and identify what parts of my game weren't great, and then how it relates to their games that aren't great, and I can relate to them better. So a lot of positives will be taken out of the summer, but from a result standpoint, it wasn't what I was used to, but it'll be okay.
Well, we're always supportive of you. You know that. And starting next week, we're back to cheering on the Illini men's team and looking forward to big things again this spring. Like you said, you got to be in it to win it. And you've built the program now to where at least you are in it every year and you are known nationwide for the excellence that you put forward. Congratulations on the success that's already happened, and good luck coming up here this fall. And as you start the fall season, getting into the spring, and look forward to talking with you again very soon.
Well, thanks, guys. It's always great to catch up with you, and sincerely, thank you for the coverage and thank you for following it. We've become its own little story over the years. You're right. I mean, people around from coast to coast know of Illinois golf, and that's a testament to these players in the past and the current guys embrace that challenge. And you guys following us and supporting us means a lot. So thanks a lot.
Absolutely. In fact, I will tell you what, the IlliniGuys.com community, they will jump in, and when you guys are playing, there are threads that would rival NCAA men's basketball tournament threads. I mean, they are going nuts. They are analyzing every shot and, complaining about, this guy did this and, that's not whatever. It's a lot of fun. So we enjoy it. But
that is cool, Larry. And then all our members that got former players on the tour, all the tours over the world, playing in the professional PGA Tour, DP World Tour, Live. That's fun to follow too. And I know people follow that. So thanks for all that support as well.
We definitely do. I know some guys also in the Olympics as well. And we're out of time right now, but want to get talk a little bit. Maybe we'll bring back here later on the fall and talk more about kind of how their seasons have wrapped up and get into that a little more too. Mike, we appreciate your time, my friend. We'll talk to you soon.
Anytime, guys. Thank you.
All right. Mike Small and Illini Men's Golf. Again, they tee off the fall schedule coming up here on Monday. This is Big Sports. This is IlliniGuys.com. Let's do that again. We're going to edit everything on this. This is the Sports Spectacular powered by IlliniGuys.com on the Illini Guys Radio Network.